All right. Hey, guys. Hey, yeah, as Ravi said, I'm Maxi. It feels like, all the butterflies, like, oh, now it's my turn. As I've never really been into spoken word, really, until it suddenly hit me, like, in the past probably 3-4 months-ish. And it was just when we were kicking back into revolution stuff again. That's just where, like, young people... I'm 17, by the way, still in high school. I should probably say, yeah. I go to high school to study media studies and 4 other subjects that help me with media studies. Yeah, I want to be a filmmaker, but along the way, I found Ravi's course, and I just thought to step out of the box, give it a shot, and it's been so good. The Notes app on my phone is probably the most used app now. Yeah, and I've spent a few nights, spent a few hours, and this is something new that I've been working on. We have a youth event coming up called the Uprising, and I've been writing it for that space. At the moment, it's pretty long, and I feel like it could still use some editing, but you guys can snap or whatever, or be quiet, that's fine also. I'll learn either way, so just thank you for your patience. Thank you, Ravi. I've learned so much, and you've shown me some of the stuff that's already been there, but you've also shown me the new stuff. And so here it goes. In the dark, she stares at me. A stare sharp like a hammer and fine like a dagger. A stare so delicate you could break it just by leaving, but its fine needle hold stops the bleeding, stops me from seeing that I'm the one in need of healing. A crisis of identity has left thick clots in my bloodstream, thick enough that you could run your finger over and squeeze. The pain causes disease. But let's crank up the music from a 10 to an 11. Hopefully that drowns out the sound of the pain, and someone in heaven hears me calling one day. One day, or one night, I should say, I dared to dream in my sleep. I dreamt of romance in my sleep. I dreamt of you and me on the journey to be us. I dreamt of asking you out. I dreamt of going to the movies, going to church. We'd write songs and sing poetry on the beach. We'd bus to each other, or rather, I'd bus to you and you'd catch the train for me. I would meet your family. After scrounging around for a couple of years, working where I could between study and careers, I'd provide a home in the frontiers of our new life together. Working up the ranks, I'd have my dream job, directing family films for our family, running home from work, catching buses and trains for you again, to be with you again one day. Forgive me for being elaborate. I've had a lot of time to think about it. But I have all this love I want to give, and I want to get it right. And I know I will, one day. Sometimes the only way to get this dream to simmer down is to take matters into my own hands. I rush the boiling process, and the mess bubbles out. Then I'm left with her, my fear, staring me down with that needle hold that stops me moving, stops me from bleeding. So I'm fine. I have to be. Not for others or for the world, but for me. My mind swirls with thick chemicals, dozens sloshing together but refusing to mix. And I'm worried that if I try to talk, that it'll all come out wrong. But I opened up to her, my mum. I told her everything. I told her nothing. I spoke of goop and glue and chemicals and fear. I just fell apart. She helped me pick up the pieces when she listened. She held me close when I cried. We sat together outside in the storm, but her hug was loving and warm. She was patient and kind, and in that moment she spoke the divine. See, I don't know you. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know where you're going, but I wish I could sit with all of you in that storm. But I can't because I'm just one man, and you need someone here and now for as long as it takes. No matter who you trust with the swirling of your mind, God will choose to work through them all the time. So if he could work through my mum, then he could work through your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother, auntie, uncle, cousin, grandparent, guardian, boss, teacher, best friend. Choose the one you trust most and let the river flow. Even if you don't know when to begin or where to begin, the fact that you're talking is a win. It may have been my mum who sat beside me, but it was my God who chose to guide me. Through the storms of my emotions, he waded in the oceans, wiping every tear from my eye. He was swinging a sweet lullaby. Waiting here for as long as it took, he entered like a promise and flung the heavens wide to orchestrate the movements of my galaxy. Your plans for me are plans for peace. My destiny, prosperity, in love and loss, you are there for me. And what do we call this great love that he has for me? This love that I can cling to in any weather forever. This love that chooses all of you and me. Eternity.